Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV. This is just a quick transfer update and some latest news that's happened over the last 24 hours or so. It's not Jorginho and it's not Mahrez. I'm sure some of you will be thinking, thank God for that. I think we're just going to have to ride this out, wait and see. I'm sure that both deals will be done in the coming weeks. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to talk about these four people. And that is Jerome Boateng, also somebody called Pablo, who is with Manchester City and currently on loan at Breda, and then just some updates on Ilkay Gundogan and also Phil Foden. So in the last sort of 24 hours, it's been rumoured that Manchester City might be in for Jerome Boateng. Now, as you know, in 2010, Manchester City signed Boateng from Hamburg for 10.4 million. Now, he played 24 games in that one season. He did pick up, I think it was a tear of a tendon in his ankle, and so didn't really complete the full season for us. And then was subsequently sold to Bayern Munich, where he's appeared and played a really key role in their success, and obviously played under Pep Guardiola. Now, Boateng has a contract until 2021. He's 29 years of age and he'll be 30, I think, in September, October time, but has a massive wealth of experience. We've all seen he's been one of the best centre-backs in certainly recent years in Europe, and could Pep actually go back in for him, considering his work with him in the past? He's got a huge amount of experience. He's won 14 domestic trophies with Bayern Munich. I know he got a winner's medal at City, but that was really given to him rather than the fact that he played lots of games throughout that particular season. But he's also a World Cup winner, so he can bring huge amounts of experience. Now, the price, this is going to be something else. They want around about 50 to 60 million euros. Now, you might say that's a lot of money, but is it really, to bring in somebody for 2-3 years with the experience that he's got that can supplement the others? We've already got John Stones, we've already got Laporte, we've already got Mendy, we've got Vinny, and we've got Tosin Adarabioyo, which we don't know what's going to happen with him. So you might say, well, we've got 5 central defenders already. We've got Kyle Walker, who can play in a 3. But I think what we saw last season was a little bit of in and out form by some of them. Laporte didn't play an awful lot, but looked, comfortable when he did do, and no doubt will definitely get better in the future. The big question is Vinny, and what's going to happen with Vinny. And now I'm sure Pep will give Vinny every opportunity. He has done. I don't think he'll bail out on him now. But would another fantastic, experienced centre-back who's quick, he's strong, he's brilliant in the air, he's got great tactical and positional awareness, would that just solidify some of the shortcomings last season that we had? Now, I know we had a great defensive record overall, but then when we're fighting on 4 fronts, do we need some more experience? Because let's face it, Mendy had a brilliant season. Company we don't know about, and Laporte and Stones are still young and haven't got that massive experience yet. So I don't know. You tell me what you think, Blues. Is this an absolute no-no? Should we not even go there? Do we need a centre-back? I'm just passing on the reports that potentially City might go back and start looking at Boateng. It's a lot of money, but at the end of the day, do we need him? I don't know. You tell me. Now, the next one is we're going to the other end. We're going back to a younger centre-back, and this is Pablo. Now, if you remember rightly, in August of 2016, we signed Mari at Manchester City and immediately sent him straight back on loan to Girona. Now, He's signed a contract with Manchester City since until 2019, so he's got another year left. However, Turkish media are reporting that Fenerbahce, their sporting director, Damian Kamoli, has actually made Mari his #1 target. Now, how much, there's no figures been bandied around, but after Girona he moved to NAC Breda, where he actually, I think it was 24 times he played last season. He was named in 2 of the Dutch League's Team of the Month, and was actually made captain last year, because in fact at 24 he was one of the oldest in the squad. NAC Breda having the youngest team in Europe, so he was given that responsibility. He was, don't forget, when we signed him originally, he was quoted as being very much like Gerard Piqué. He's left-footed, he's quite classy on the ball, he's 6'3", and it's just interesting that I know Joleon Lescott's been going out there working on behalf of the club, and every couple of weeks working with the guys at Breda, and in particular Mari. And Mari's said, the experience and the that Lescott's given him in their chats and on the training field has helped him immensely. Now, he, he's only young. He's sort of similar age to John Stones. Is this going to be one of those that we, I don't know, give him an extended contract and then let him go back on loan? I think from an interview I saw of Mari back in April, he said he understands the City model, and he doesn't believe that City are one of these that are just going to farm them out and don't really care about them. He said the complete opposite. He said City are really looking after the kids who are at Breda and showing a real keen interest, and so is Pep Guardiola. So I'm sure Pep is up to date with what's going on with Mari. Now, will he stay, will he go? I don't know. Could he be a cheaper alternative? Because he'd be free. I'm sure Pep's got his plans, but instead of us potentially splashing out 50 to 60 million euro, we may already have a younger model of Jerome Boateng already on our books and for free. So we'll keep an eye on that and we'll see what happens. But it's interesting that Fenerbahce are really, really keen on him. So that's it for the sort of transfer update. The other 2 pieces of information I want to talk about is one is Ilkay Gundogan. Now, as we know, Gundogan has come in for a bit of criticism in the German media, which I think is a little unfair. However, he seems to want to sign an extended contract at Manchester City. City seem keen on signing him to another at least 2, maybe 3 years. He's currently got 2 years left to run on his contract, so it wouldn't surprise me if in the summer, whenever the World Cup's finished, we'll see Ilkay Gundogan sign at least another 2 years on top of his current contract that he has left to run at Man City. He said he loves the city, he lives in the city centre. He says he really enjoys Manchester, he really enjoys living in the city centre, mixing with the fans and the local people around Manchester, and he's really, really happy at Manchester City. He loves working under Pep. I think Pep feels exactly the same. I think Pep really likes him. Remember, he was Pep's first signing. So there was rumours of Barcelona potentially coming in and being interested in Gundogan as a replacement for Iniesta, but really the way it's sounding like City are going to give him an extended contract. And what do you think? Is that a good thing? He actually played 30 games in total last season, so considering people say, oh, he's got a poor injury record and it was a bad buy, well, he's classy. There's no doubt about it. Yes, he's not as dynamic as maybe a Yaya Toure of old, and maybe he's not got the legs and the pace and the energy that some has, but he's got the footballing brain, and we saw that in glimpses last season. So it wouldn't surprise me if Ilkay signs an extended contract. They believe it will be in the region of what he's on now, around about £100,000 a week. So I don't think there'll be any debate of, well, I want 150, I want 200, etc., etc., unless Barcelona maybe come in and say, we'll double your wages, which is always a possibility. But he seems very happy at Man City. Looks like he's going to stay. Can't see any problems with it. So don't be surprised if at the end of the World Cup we see Ilkay sign an extended maybe 2, possibly even a 3-year contract at Man City. And last, we've seen young Phil Foden giving us his ball skills in the streets of Stockport, and also while he's been out in Russia on an advertisement campaign. And well, I think it's come out. Pep's made it clear that the interest that was shown by Leeds United to maybe take him on loan next season, I think Pep quashed that and basically said no, he's staying with the Man City squad. We think he'll develop further with us next season. No doubt he'll get more game time, which is good news because sometimes, you know, a loan deal doesn't always work. We might think we'll send them out on loan and give them some experience, etc., etc. Playing in the Championship, it's a tough league. It's physical. You know, could he get injured? Could it just turn out to be a poor loan deal? Maybe he doesn't get 10, 15, 20 games that he potentially needs. So it's great news that Guardiola's basically put all his trust in him and said he's going nowhere. He's staying with us and he'll develop much better playing alongside the likes of David Silva, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, etc. So that's great news for us Blues, and we can't wait to see Phil next season. It's very exciting. He's another year older, more experienced, and it can only be great for us. And last, just one last thing, which made me laugh, and I thought I'll show it to you. And if you've not seen it already, this is it was Benjamin Mendy's new football boots, new Shark team football boots, which he had a photograph of on there. And it was interesting. Also, there was an article in the paper this morning, and it was about Mendy talking about why he came to Manchester City, and he said, of course, Pep Guardiola was one of the main reasons, and he said, I've played under, you know, the world's best coaches, but Guardiola is by far the best coach I've ever worked with, and he's not only improved him from a footballing perspective, he said he's improved me as a man, and I think that's you know, people overlook that. Yeah, he's the best coach in the world, but I think as a man manager, he's fantastic. And Mendy actually said one of the other reasons why he did come was because of Pep's wife. Because Pep immediately tried to contact him via WhatsApp and they were having lots of conversations, but Pep's French isn't fantastic, where his wife was translating for him and was actually taking over the conversations with Benjamin Mendy. And he said, you know, he immediately felt an empathy with her and really enjoyed the conversations they had. And so it wasn't just down to Pep, it was down to Pep's wife. So maybe she needs to get on WhatsApp a bit more and start talking to these transfer targets, maybe Jorginho and Mahrez and French, and convincing them to hurry up, get this signed, and let's move on. So anyway, guys, that's it for today. Please don't forget, we need that 1,000 subscribers, so please subscribe to the channel. It's really important. Please don't just watch it then turn off, and subscribe, click notification, and that way you'll get an email to tell you when the next video has been published. And yeah, comment below, get your comments in, tell us what you want us to talk about. We're trying to do that. We have asked around. There has been a couple of things with regards to the women's team and some of the treatment by individuals on Twitter in particular, some of the negative sexist comments that were made. And I was chatting to a few people on Twitter who follow the women's team quite closely and are quite disgusted by it. So maybe that's something we will pick up on in the next week or so. And yeah, so guys, have a great weekend. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow with another video, but please comment below, hit subscribe and click notification, and send us in your thoughts. This is Andy from Man City Fan TV. See you soon.